Before I lecture, I just wanted to tell you, for you first ones, you will be the first ones to hear that recently, this week, I reached a milestone in my career and sold my project, stabbing.lt, to a big corporation. So it was a successful acquisition, and this is the biggest milestone yet of my career. So I have a confession to make. This title, How to Create a Perfect Business Idea, is misleading. And it is misleading on purpose. I want to gather all the people who are interested how to create a perfect business idea. Because there's a disease of young entrepreneurs, young businessmen, or people who want to go to business, thinking that idea is king. That is the name of the disease. And its symptoms shows that people are telling, my idea is worth $1 million, or it's everything about the idea. The popular opinion is that 50% of a successful business is a good business idea, but that is not the case. That is not true. And of course, you're not the ones to blame to say that for this disease. It's the media who are telling this $1 million idea, this $1 billion idea. It's all about that. And business ideas, in my first-hand experience, I experienced it firsthand. And the experience that I gathered from other successful entrepreneurs, that idea is not 30%, it's not 20%. I would say that a good business idea is from 0 to 10, and maybe it stretches out in pain to 15% of a successful business pie. And I will give you an example. Just 1 year ago, I received two phone calls, two very similar phone calls. One friend just called me and he said, Justas, I have this perfect business idea. What do you think about it? And then he told me that idea, and I said to him, like, this is a really good business idea. I really thought that you have something. And I asked him, what do other people say? And he talked to other business consultants, people who are in business field, and they also told him that it was a really good business idea. So I said to him, you should do it, just do it. In just about 1 week after that, same call, just a different friend. He asked me, what do I think about his new business idea? And I told him, well, he said that idea, and I told him, well, honestly, I think this is the worst business idea I have ever heard. Don't take it personally, it's just only an idea, but this is the worst idea I have ever heard. And I asked him, maybe I'm just the only one who says that. What do other people say? In the same case, he talked with other business consultants, other business people, and they all told him that it was a bad business idea. Fast forward 1 year, just a few weeks ago, one of those people is 100,000 euros in debt, and his business is failing. And the other person is 300,000 euros in revenue, which means he made that kind of sales in just 1 year. So what do you think? Which one's which? Yeah, the guy with a presumably best business idea, with a great business idea, is failing. And the guy with the worst business idea, quote unquote, is succeeding. So how does that connect? How does that actually connect? Well, the guy with the best business idea, his co-founders, his teams, his execution's shoulders weren't broad enough to fit the idea's shirt. And the other guy with presumably worst business idea, he had the right team, the right co-founders, the right execution, and that's how his business is succeeding. So I hope you see the correlation why business ideas don't really matter that much, because we all hear this. Facebook is an idea, like Google, Twitter is an idea, Snapchat is an idea. It's not an idea. And this illustrates perfectly what I want to say. A lot of entrepreneurs are thinking that if they will tell their best business idea to a potential customer or potential investor, what they're going to do is just throw money at them, right? Just make it rain with cash with them. They think that if competitors will find out about that idea, the competitors will try to copy it. That is not going to happen. And this is the funniest one. They think that if they tell their friends or someone that they want an opinion from their business idea, the first thing that person is going to do is go into the corner and evil mastermindedly write down that idea and do that idea first. And you're going to grow old and poor and depressed. That is what's not going to happen. For someone to take notice in your idea, you need to validate that idea. And by validating your idea, I mean having the right team, the right co-founder. This is very, very important. The right co-founder and the right team. And of course, the great execution. And there is no such thing as a perfect business idea. There is only business ideas that are built for you. So just for a minute, forget everything I said earlier, and I will showcase you the example how do a lot of young entrepreneurs or people who want to go in business look like nowadays. I have the best business idea ever, like really the best business idea. I'm going to make tens of millions of dollars. I even think hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm going to make a lot of people happy because business is that's what business is all about. Making money, making people happy, making people's lives easier. So I'm going to share this idea with you, but don't tell that to anyone. Remember? Don't tell that to anyone. I am going to build a hotel in planet Mars. Yeah. Do I know how to do it? Of course I know. I will fly with a spaceship, bring some nails and hammers, sticks and stones, and build a freaking hotel. Yeah. But will I do it? Definitely not. My co-founders, my teams, and the executions and plannings shoulders have to be broad enough to fit the idea's shirt. There's a really funny story. 1 month ago, I did a speech like that in the conference, just like that. And one guy raised his hand and he asked me, what is the most profitable and easiest business to go in? Of course, I could have told him that it's probably drug dealing, and that's what you should do. But yeah, don't take it for granted. That's not what you have to do. Of course, there are not wrong. I think there are not wrong questions, but if I had to name one, that would probably be the one. You know why? Because there is no such thing as easy and profitable business idea. There is no such thing as a perfect business idea. There are only ideas, business ideas, that are built for you. Or rather, you are built for those ideas. I will give you an example, and I will choose my own example, what I experienced in my own life. So there's a straight line. Imagine a straight line. At the one end, we have the letter P, right? And P stands for passion, for something that you really like, that you really love, something that you would ultimately love to do. And let's go more into your left, and we have the letter C, which stands for competence, something that you're really good at doing, something that you know how to do. And for those who say that I'm not good at anything or I don't know how to do something, you're lying to yourselves. Because I strongly believe that every single one of us is good at something, and probably the best at something than anyone else in the world. All right, so we have the letter P, the passion. If I would go and do a business idea which is solely based on passion, which is startups for me. I really love startups. I love its community, I love its philosophy, I love what startups are saying. So if I would do that, I'm not a really technological guy. First of all, I didn't really know a lot about business. So the P, if I would stand here, I would probably fail just based on my passion. Vice versa, if I go to the letter C, that means I do something that I really like. But probably in 5 years, or in 10 years, or in 15 years, even in 20 years, I would probably just burn out and leave this alone because I'm not passionate about that thing, which for me was show business. I was working in show business for 5 years. I knew a lot of celebrities. I knew how to communicate with celebrities. I knew how to do. I was pretty good at show business, I would say. And the perfect thing for me, and the perfect thing for you, is to join those things, the P and the C, and try to combine that and meet somewhere in the middle. Does that make sense? The P and the C, something that you really like and something that you're really good at. And for me, I created a personalized video greetings from famous celebrities to the consumer project, which I later, as I told, sold to a big corporation. So this example, this straight line, could also be used for you, not only for business ideas, but for you to find yourself at somewhere in life, like what do you want to do, your profession. And the best way to start a business, and I think everybody would agree from business world, that for you to start a business, you have to work in that industry that you will go to. That is the best thing that you can do. You know, there is a joke saying, one friend says to another, "Why do you work at McDonald's?" I work here for a few years that I could open my own McDonald's in 5 years. And of course, that's a joke, but it has truth in it. You have to work in some industry, see those flaws, and maybe fill out those flaws later. So for me, it would be, as a small child, I really loved basketball, and I really wanted to be a basketball player, an NBA player, right? But I grew only 6 feet and a white frame, and I'm not built, my genes are not built like a basketball player. So I could, as much as I would train and try to be a basketball player, I would never be in NBA. But my C, I think I could be a pretty good, I think I would be pretty good at practicing law. So join my passion and competence, I join those things, and maybe I become a sports agent, right? I could spend time with basketball players, I could spend time around my passion, around basketball, but also something that I'm really good at. So this is the golden dot that you need to catch. Either in business ideas, either in your own life, try to choose that. Try to find that extra spot. So I'm really, to sum up, I just want to say that every single one of you has to have this idea. If you want to take something from this speech, from this talk, just take it that ideas are not everything. Because I see a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, saying that we have this perfect idea, like the next Facebook or the next Google. It's not about the ideas, it's about you and how you fit those ideas. Because idea is worth nothing. As I said, the example with Hotel in Mars. Try to choose the idea which would be fit for you. Use that straight line. You can just say that it's Justas Pikelis straight line. No, I'm just kidding. So for me, it was an honor to stand in this on the stage in Vilnius, in my hometown, and I think that this Litexpo Palace has the best epicenter of young people who are this town's future, I think Lithuania's future, and by business becoming global, I think you are the future of the world. So it might sound like a cliche, but I honestly think like that. So once again, thank you. So if you have any questions about business, you can either ask that in Lithuanian or in English. It doesn't matter. And if you didn't understood what I said in this talk, as I try to speak in English in very, I would say, elementary level. So if you didn't understand that anyway, so I'll be here for half an hour or an hour just to tell you everything that I talked about in English. So if you have any questions, just raise your hands and I will answer that.
Sveiki.
Labą.
Tokie galbūt du klausimai būtų. Pirmas klausimas, tai kokie tavo ateities planai? Žinau, kad tu baigdžėjus, kad tu su renginiais dirbai, tavo tas startupas ir tai yra labai skirtingos sritis ir galbūt nesimato to tokio kaip ir, sakykime, linijos, kuria kryptimi tu eini, taip toks nenuspėjamas galbūt. Tai kokie būtų tavo ateities planai ir amerikietiškos imtynės, tai buvo tavo irgi šiek tiek kaip ir aistra, ar tai dar nublės, ar tai galbūt dar yra pas tave?
Ne problema, jeigu atsakysiu anglų kalbą? Okay. So this person asked me, I had a lot of projects, a lot of interests in early days, and now the landscape is changing and changing. And he asks me why, is it correct to do it like that? So I started my career, I would say, I think I was 15 years old, and I started to work as a TV commentator, a sports commentator for WWE, which is World Wrestling Entertainment. Or amerikietiškos imtynės. So after that, I took my competence, which was speaking in front of a broadcast, to a event hosting. I started to do event hosting, and that was a very natural transition. Everything that I did was an evolution and a natural transition that I did. So I started to host events, and when that show was canceled after about 3 years, I solely started to do hosting events. And after that, I started to be more at the clubs, because I hosted the events at the clubs and met with some DJs, and I just wanted to try what does it feel like to be a DJ. So I really fell in love with that profession, and I started, being a DJ, and I was pretty successful, playing for 5 years, being in show business. And in that time of period, I started to do events. I started to managing events, which was also a quite long experience. And after that, I started to managing my own bar, which I was a CEO of. So that was also a very natural transition. And I gained some knowledge how to manage my projects in that bar. And I took my competence, which was show business and managing skills, and took it to startups, which was my passion. So everything was a natural transition, and now I feel like after I sold my company, I'm going more into startups, more into technological kind of things, because I'm learning, I'm evolving all the time. I couldn't be an entrepreneur who has one company in his life and does everything like the same company all his life. I think the right way for me, I'm not saying that it's the right way for you, but for me, I want to evolve. I want to go to different industries, and that's called being a serial entrepreneur. Doing something, knowing an industry, creating, and then selling that company after like 2 or 3 years. And that's just going with those steps. So I answered my question. Nice.
Dar vienas klausimas.
Tai mano klausimas būtų toks, ar tau pačiam pateisino verslas lūkesčius, tas Stebink LT, ir ar žmonės jį pripažįsta šitą verslą, ar sakosi paslaugas ir panašiai.
Irgi ne problema bus, jeigu angliškai atsakysiu. So this girl asked me, did going into business met my expectations? Did I enjoy here, and my project with the personalized video greetings from famous celebrities to consumers actually met the market needs? So I think it definitely met the market needs, because the big corporation came and they bought my company. They want to acquisition that company and do it for themselves. And for me, that project grew you know, just there, as I said, its jacket or its shirt grew wider and wider, and I couldn't fill my shoulders with it. So it was the time for a startup to go to an industry. So this is the biggest step for us, to a corporation. So this is the biggest step that you can make as a startup, just go into corporation. So I would say definitely that project met my expectations, and I'm really happy being in business. I feel like the community there, the philosophy, everything about business, I actually enjoy a lot. And I always say that every single one of us has to do a business just once. Just try it. Just try to do the business. Of course, business is not built for everyone because you have to be very risk tolerant. You have to be not afraid. Well, be afraid and be okay with it. Just go with the flow, as they say. So this is a very good journey. This is a very interesting journey to start your own business. So if you can, if you want that, you should definitely try to do it. Because the worst thing that is going to happen is you're going to lose all your money. but that's definitely not the worst thing that can happen. And maybe you will lose some friends, but those friends weren't really true friends, fake friends. So if you feel like a strong personality, if you think that you can do it, and I honestly believe for you who are here, I think you can do it because you chose to be at this Friday on this conference and listen a speech from this guy. Thanks. So any more questions?
Dar vienas klausimas. Prašom.
Labas, aš esu Emilis, tai visų pirma, norėčiau pagirti, kad labai gerai atrodo, labai gerai kalbėti, čia toks sveikinu su tuo. O visų antra, tai mano klausimas paprastas, tiesiog kaip manai, kas yra tas kelias į sėkmę? Nu, tas raktas į sėkmę galbūt, gal taip galima pasakyti. Tas pagrindinis tas dalykas.
Irgi ne problema, jeigu anglų atsakysiu. Okay. Paskui galėsim ir pašnekėti, nes čia labai plati tema. So this guy asked me, what is the key to success? And if I would know what is the key to success, I would probably, you know, have a Nobel Prize, right? There is no universal key of success. But I read a book called Mastery from Robert Greene. It's a very good book that you should definitely read as young people. And there's a saying that probably the number one thing that you have to do is you have to work hard, be active, be proactive. You know, don't react to things in life and go always in the same path. Just try to do something that you want to do, right? Something that you can do. As I said, that straight line. The key is working hard and just doing something. Maybe the cards will fall like that you will not be, you know, the next Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or whatever. But it's the matter of time when you will succeed. As Ilya Lars told earlier, you know, 1 in 10 businesses succeed or go after 1 year of existence. But if you will try to do business first time, second time, the 10th time, or 15th time, it's the matter of time when you will be successful. And success, of course, comes to those who want that success, who can, you know, of course, as much as a cliche it sounds, dream about that success and works hard towards it. Just have a plan. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Ačiū labai. Ir dar vienas klausimas, prašom.
Blah, blah, blah. Hello.
Hey.
I will ask in English. Yeah, so during your presentation, you said that it's very important to find a good co-founder?
Co-founder.
Yeah, so maybe you could tell us some suggestions how to found
All right. So this is, again, a very tough mission to do. Finding the right co-founder, I think it's even easier to find your second half, your wife or your husband. It's easier to do that than to find the right co-founder. So also there is a straight line of how to find a co-founder. And co-founder, for those who don't know, it's the person who is starting or business with you. It's your business partner. So the co-founder, at one spot, right, of the line, we have who is your friend? Who do you trust? Someone that is quite close to you and knows, and you know that you can trust that person. And at the other place of the line, there is someone who is good at something. Again, right? So for example, you want to start your own, let's say, fashion design company, right? So you take your friend, you know how to design the clothes, right? But you don't know the manufacturing, how to clothes and, you know, put it in real life, right? So you take a friend who you really trust and try to find a friend who is competent in that, who can, you know, manufacture those clothes, and try to find that kind of person who is in between. You imagine how hard is that to do that. That is really hard thing to do. But try to find that, try to search for that. And of course, if you would have to choose, I would even say that it's not really in the middle. You have to go more into a person who you really trust. Because I experienced that, my first-hand experience, a person who was pretty good at his job and was my co-founder, he just, you know, one day I asked him, I called him and I said, you know, we have to work for 3 days, like straight with no rest, right? Just a few hours of sleep. And he said, oh, you know, I said to my friends that I'm going to a party, right? That is a person that you cannot trust, and I would never do business with him again. So try to choose someone that you can really, really trust and try to build those competences, because competences are, you know, can be built.
Ačiū labai už atsakymą. Ar dar turime klausimų? Paskutiniam klausimui mes turime laiko. Prašom.
You said that you worked with celebrities, and I wanted to ask which ones celebrities were, and were they all famous or they just started?
So the celebrities that are in were in my project were Egidijus Dragūnas, which is Cell. You probably all know that guy. It's also Jonas Valančiūnas, a basketball player, Antanas Guoga, Tony G, a famous poker player and a famous politician. Also Žydrūnas Savickas, the world's strongest man, a radistai, as it was just one keynote previously, and 34 famous celebrities from Lithuania. So these were the stars that were participating in my project.
Ačiū labai. Ačiū brangieji, ačiū labai už klausimus. Ačiū Justui. Justai, selfie darysi?
Jo, aišku, čia yra tradicija. Čia yra tradicija, jeigu visi galime atsistot, sueit truputį į vieną krūvelę, nes aš matau, kad buvo žmonių, kuriems galbūt verslo tematika nebuvo pati įdomiausia. Aš tikiuosi, kad aš nenubodžiai kalbėjau. Ir kaip dar kartą sakiau, jeigu kyla klausimų, ateikit, pašnekėsim ir lietuviškai, aš ir lietuviškai moku kalbėti. Gerai, tai jeigu galim kažką rodyti, kokius nors liuksus ar dar ką nors, nesvarbu, tik ne fokus, gerai. 1, 2, 3, Woo! Ačiū.
Ačiū labai, ponios ir ponai. Justas Pikelis, Stebink LT įkūrėjas ir vadovas, verslininkas, buvęs DJ, įvairių renginių, projektų ir idėjų autorius.